Welcome to Art of Officiating's Weekly Dozen, comprising plays through October 12, 2024. I'm Mark Bradley. These videos are from Colorado games, so I'll reference the Colorado 5-Person Mechanics Manual and Colorado Rules Interpretations and Modifications. Please consult your state's Mechanics Manual and Rules Interpretations if I say something that doesn't match what you do in your state. Let's start this week with wing fundamentals. Rule 725A says no more than 4A players may be backs. It's obvious in this video this play is designed to have one of the two outside receivers on the line. Typically, the receiver that is on the same side as the tight end will be positioned in the backfield. It's not a foul to have both outside receivers on the line, but it is a foul to have 5 Team A players in the backfield. Both wings punch back. In a legal formation is a foul simultaneous with the snap. The head linesman takes about 2 seconds to sky his flag. The line judge hesitates and then throws her flag below head level to the ground. Dead ball flags and flags simultaneous with the snap should be skied so everyone can see them. Continue to officiate to the end of the play. Team B may choose to decline the penalty and take the result of the play. Notice the back judge is the only official who is giving the stop the clock signal. All 5 officials should stop the clock, and the 2 wings should give the tweet, 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 look at me signal. Team B's head coach most likely will accept the penalty, move the ball back 5 yards from the previous spot, and replay second down. In this clip, A1, the outside receiver on the line judge's side, approaches the sideline and points to the line judge. He doesn't clearly point his hand forward to signal he is on the line. He also doesn't clearly point his hand backward to signal he is in the backfield. The line judge punches back to signify he is ruling A1 is in the backfield. There are 5 interior linemen with no tight end on the line. This formation is designed to have A1 on the line. Maybe A1 thinks he's communicated that to the line judge. Some receivers, even at the varsity level, fail to properly communicate with the wing officials. As officials, we don't coach or help the outside receivers. Instead, we declare their position. The wing is punching back, but A1 probably doesn't know what that signal means, or he's not paying attention. The line judge needs to yell to A1. Number 1, I have you in the backfield. 1, you're in the backfield. He shouldn't yell, move up, or get on the line. He simply needs to loudly declare A1's location in reference to the line, then let A1 decide what he wants to do with that information. At the snap, the line judge skies his flag for having an illegal formation, 5 in the backfield. I think if the line judge would have properly communicated A1's position, I have you in the backfield, then 1 would have moved up to the line. Remember, our voice is a signal. Rule 726 says after a huddle or shift, all players of A shall come to an absolute stop and shall remain stationary simultaneously without movement of hands, feet, head, or body for at least 1 second before the snap. Occasionally, you'll see receivers take their time getting to their pre-snap positions. The quarterback should check with the players, especially the ones who have the farthest to go from the huddle. We'll take a look at the receiver that ends up closest to the line judge's side. He is not set for at least 1 second when the ball is snapped. The line judge should toss a flag for an illegal shift. The ball is snapped from the A18. Rule 757 says pass interference restrictions only apply beyond the neutral zone and only if the legal forward pass crosses the neutral zone. A10's block at the A18 is legal as it is in the neutral zone. A9 initiates a block on B9 at the A25. The pass crosses the neutral zone. A1 catches the pass at the A27. This is offensive pass interference on A9. The line judge should not step onto the field as he marks forward progress. Keep a cushion to the players and stay on the sideline. The line judge accidentally gives the stop the clock signal and then corrects himself and gives the wind the clock signal. The line judge should glance at the clock to determine if it's stopped or running. We can't assume our signals were clear to the clock operator. So we had an illegal shift on this play. We also had offensive pass interference. Neither one of those fouls were flagged. Here's a clip from the same game with the same receivers. This time trips are to the linesman's side. The back judge has the two outside receivers on that side, and the linesman has the inside receiver. At the snap, A9 and A10 immediately block downfield beyond the neutral zone. The quarterback throws the pass well beyond the neutral zone, so this is once again offensive pass interference. B2 intercepts the pass, so if there was a flag, Team B would decline the penalty to keep the ball. A1 intentionally runs out of bounds at the B15. B9 does not contact A1 until he's out of bounds. A1 then returns to the field of play. By rule, this is a flag for illegal participation, but as B2 was tackled before A1 had a chance to re-engage, this is a good no call. It's doubtful the linesman noticed A1 going out of bounds because he was focused on other more pressing concerns. There are two takedowns closest to the referee. Neither is unnecessary roughness, and neither impacts the play, so these are not fouls. The referee closes down to provide physical proximity and voice to ensure the players separate. Thank you to Shannon Raybon, North Colorado sports officials who provided this clip. I like drone video because it provides a useful God's eye view of formations in action. The formation is strong to the line judge's side, so the linesman's initial post-snap responsibility is the one receiver on his side. Was B38's contact on the receiver at the A28 defensive pass interference? That's a judgment call. It's bang enough to support a no call for DPI. However, Rule 232.16b says a receiver attempting to catch a pass is a defenseless player. 232.16d says contact with a defenseless receiver must be incidental contact as a result of making a play on the ball, initiated with open hands, or an attempt to tackle by wrapping arms around the receiver. B38 does not satisfy any of those requirements. Rule 943G prohibits a player from making contact with an opponent, including a defenseless player, which is deemed unnecessary or excessive and which incites roughness. This contact should be flagged as a personal foul. This is the line judge's flag. After the ball hits the ground, the referee takes 7 steps and then throws his flag. The crew came together to discuss the flag and ended up picking it up. The referee is responsible for protecting the quarterback, so he should not be looking at B38's contact on the receiver. Even if the contact was somewhat in his sight line, I would assume he wasn't able to clearly see the beginning, middle, and end of the play. In this case, the referee needs to trust his wing to rule on that contact. There is some extra activity following the play, including B38 approaching the receiver and apparently saying something. The umpire moves quickly to provide proximity. The crew cannot throw an additional flag for unsportsmanlike conduct unless they witness an unsportsmanlike gesture or hear unsportsmanlike words. Hypothetically, even if the quarterback had not thrown a pass toward B38, he could be flagged for an illegal blindside block. B38's block is not with open hands. The receiver is not in the free blocking zone. The receiver cannot see the block coming, and B38's block is forcible contact. We viewed a few similar clips in the past handful of weeks, but because this is a wing imperative, I want to show this concept again. The ball is snapped on the B6, the back judge has the end line. At the snap, the wings need to hustle to the goal line. The linesman backs up, which would be the correct mechanic if the wing was not responsible for the goal line. Wings must be on the money line when the ball arrives. The linesman is 6 yards away, not looking down the goal line when the ball arrives. He hasn't earned the right to make this tough call. The linesman squares off and marks forward progress at the B1. The ball was down beyond the line to gain, so give the stop the clock signal. Don't walk onto the field between the players. Stay on the sideline to keep a good field of view. We are so conditioned to accordion onto the field. When the ball is down on or close to the sideline, we should not walk onto the field. Keep that cushion. The ball is snapped on the A26. The line to gain, also known as the money line, is on the A30. At the snap, the linesman advances to the line to gain. When the runner's knee touches the ground, the ball is on the B29, 1 yard short of the line to gain. After the ball is dead by rule, the runner lunges forward and the ball appears to reach the line to gain. We call this double action. The linesman correctly marks forward progress at the A29. Hypothetically, if the linesman had marked forward progress at the A30 because his view was obstructed, if the line judge clearly viewed this double action, he should race in and with a loud voice say, "The runner's knee was down here, my spot, take my spot." With his loud voice and physical action, the line judge can sell his ruling. Get to the line to gain, be on the money line when the ball arrives. The runner's knee is down, and then he lunges forward. The ball ends up on the A30, but he was down on the A29. This is a great job by that linesman. The formation is balanced. The back judge should not set up on the far hash to match the ball's location. He should set up in the middle of the field. His key is on the near side of the field on the line judge's side. The line judge has the receiver close to the formation. 2 seconds after the snap, the back judge and the line judge are not watching their assigned keys. The back judge should have this matchup, and the line judge should have this matchup. No one is looking here to observe illegal use of hands or holding on this receiver. The line judge's key catches the pass, and the line judge is now 7 yards too far downfield. He should have stayed on the line of scrimmage to track his key. Pre-snap. Determine your initial passing play responsibility if your tackle retreats to pass block. We can't leave receivers unattended. Most of the time it doesn't bite us, but it's the one time out of 50 when we find out too late a foul occurred when no one was watching. With this clip, there are 6 players numbered 50 to 79 on the field, so only 5 teammate players are eligible pass receivers. The tight end is on the linesman's side. The back judge has the outside receiver on the linesman's side. The line judge has the lone receiver on her side. After the snap, the linesman looks into the backfield and the back judge looks at the line judge's key. So these 2 receivers are unobserved. When the quarterback reverses field, the line judge moves down the sideline 6 yards into Team A's backfield. The referee has the runner until he passes the line of scrimmage. The line judge is not responsible to track the runner. She must continue to look downfield as the quarterback can still pass the ball. We can't be ball watchers. Notice A58. He's 8 yards beyond the neutral zone, so if the quarterback passes the ball beyond the neutral zone, he's illegally downfield. The quarterback keeps the ball, so A58 can legally be downfield. Look for colors going against the flow. That's a blindside block the crew missed. At the end of the play, the linesman stops the clock. The ball did not reach the line to gain, and the ball was down inbounds, so he should not have stopped the clock. Before the snap, observe the formation and determine which players you are responsible to view if this is a passing play. Then watch those players. We can't have too many eyes in the backfield. On this play, we have 4 officials watching the runner and only 1 official watching all of the other players downfield. We need to make sure we observe our initial responsibility and then shift our focus to our zone if another player comes into our coverage area. Watch for colors going against the flow. They are most likely to foul. At the snap, the umpire hustles toward the line of scrimmage. The ball is downed at the B14. So far, so good. At the end of the play, A15 shoves B15 to the ground. Not so good. Rule 943B says no player shall charge into or throw an opponent to the ground after the ball is clearly dead. A15 shove is a foul. Then A14 enters the picture. Rule 943C says no player shall pile on any player who is lying on the ground. Dead ball personal foul on A15, dead ball personal foul on A14. The clip cuts off. Do we possibly have taunting on A14? The replay shows helmet contact. Real time, it may not be clear there is helmet contact. That is not likely to be seen, which is why the NCAA has high definition replay. If the covering official ruled A14's contact was flagrant, the crew should huddle, have a detailed conversation, and decide if A14 should be disqualified. As a minimum, Team A should be flagged for 2 dead ball personal fouls. It should be 1st and 10 for Team A from the B44. By the way, Team A exhibited 2 behaviors we don't want to see in and around a fumble pile. We should flag players ripping opponents off of the pile, players shoving opponents away from the pile, and players diving into the pile like Jimmy Superfly Snuka, the iconic WWF wrestler. Bravo to you if you're old enough to get that reference. Back judges carry 2 differently colored beanbags. One is to mark the spot of first touching, and one is to mark the end of the kick for penalty enforcement. Pre-snap, the back judge should position himself 3 to 5 yards behind the deepest receiver and wide enough to see the receiver's hands. He also needs to be inside the hashes, not between the hash and the sideline. K18 touches the ball on the R24 and then downs the ball on the R20. The back judge does not drop a back at the spot of first touching, and the ball was next snapped on the R20. Back judges must be prepared to rule on kick-catching interference, fair catch signals, players blocking opponents into the ball, blocks in the back, and first touching. That's a lot to consider. Touch on the R24, possession on the R20. We need to have a beanbag on the R24. That's where Team R will next snap the ball. At the snap, the line judge does a great job moving downfield with purpose, and watching is key. The linesman waits until the ball crosses the line of scrimmage and then also hustles downfield. The linesman views restriction by R8 and tosses his flag. The hold occurred between the K35 and the K40 and occurs right before R3 possesses the ball. The flag lands at the R42. Instead of officiating the players, the linesman runs to his flag and kicks it another half yard. The flag's position is not important when the ball is live. the linesman should remember the spot of the foul and the difference between where the flag ended up. When he reports that foul to the referee, he can provide that information, and then when the crew goes back to the flag, reposition the flag before the umpire marks off the yardage. We should never kick our flags. That just looks sloppy. Is this block a foul? An official may rule this is demonstrated restriction, but it's not at the point of attack and it doesn't impact the play. It's correct to not flag this action unless it's a personal foul. I really like how the line judge is watching this block and not focusing on the runner. These two gentlemen in the restricted area are ball boys, so we don't want to flag them. After the play is over, remind them to remain outside the restricted area. The referee is on the goal line and he signals touchdown. It's correct for him to signal because he did not throw the flag. He is signaling the result of the play. The kick ended at the R49. If the linesman reports R8's hold occurred during the kick, the penalty would be enforced from the end of the kick, that is post-scrimmage kick enforcement. If the linesman ruled the hold occurred after R3 possessed the ball, the penalty would be enforced from the spot of the foul, which would be the K42 if the linesman reported that yard line as the spot of the foul. It's important to know the status of the ball when we throw a flag. Did the runner possess the ball before or after the foul occurred? Don't run to the flag, continue to officiate, do not kick the flag. Notice the linesman is hustling down the field to report his foul. I'm assuming he blew a loud "look at me" whistle because the R has turned to look at the linesman. I recommend someone continue to look at the players in the end zone. Either the referee or the line judge, actually preferably both, should continue to look at those players. We need to dead ball officiate before moving on to the penalty discussion. That's your weekly dozen for plays through October 12th, 2024. Thanks for watching. If you encounter any interesting plays during your season, I'd love to see them. You can send them to me at contact@artofofficiating.com.